Hello, dear friends, from the book Glitter. There is another answer key for you. This is chapter name quality. Okay, now let's see the answers. But before that, I would like to say that if you really want answers like this, okay, please comment in the box and please share it among your friends so that I could also get some encouragement to bring material like this for you. Okay, now let's see the answers. Okay, section 2 quality. Answer orally. The story is set in England. The teacher may inform the student that William Shakespeare's father was a glover. He made gloves with leather. His tools, big pieces of leather, are still preserved in the ancestral house of Shakespeare's birthplace in England. There is picture of Shakespeare. You can take this one. Multiple choice questions. For first one, answer is part D. For second one, answer is part C. For third one, answer is part C. For fourth one, answer is part C. He put all his effort into making good pairs of shoes. His shoes were strong, long lasting, and well fitted. Next exercise, read and answer. Number one, answer is part A. It is an art. Part B, some boots are bad from birth. Part C, it hurts you there. Number two, one day the author went to Mr. Gessler's shop absent-mindedly wearing boots purchased at some other large firm. The shoemaker immediately noticed and remarked that the shoes had been purchased from some other shop. He pressed his finger on the left boot and pointed out where it must be hurting. Such was his expertise. He also sounded disappointed and regretted that his customers were being lured by other shoemakers who commercialized and advertised aggressively. This made things difficult for him. His struggles and hardships made him appear aged. The author could empathize with the old man, understood his problems, and ordered many pairs of shoes to ensure that he would remain in business. Here is a depiction of Mr. Gessler in his shoemaker shop, showcasing his dedication and craftsmanship. You can use this picture. Mr. Answer number 3. Mr. Gessler's shop is compared to a church. The quiet atmosphere in the shop and his complete dedication to work reminded one of a place of worship. For him, work was worship. There wasn't much activity or movement in the shop, and one could enter quietly, sit in a contemplative mood, and wait for Mr. Gessler to take the order. The silence in the shop, as in a church, was occasionally broken by the stealthy footsteps of Mr. Gessler coming down the wooden staircase. Next exercise, think and answer. Number 1, I had left dash dash worn out. These words signify that within a year Mr. Gessler had changed drastically and appeared much older than he actually was. He would get few customers and struggle to keep his business running. A fiercely competitive and market added to his woes. All this took a toll on his health. So he looked weary and aged. Answer 2. Big firms which made shoes got more orders because they advertised a lot. They took away work from people like Mr. Gessler, whose shoes were hand stitched and took more time to be made. Gradually, they took away all the business, and these people had very few orders. The little money they earned went into buying leather for their boots. Answer 3. Mr. Gessler's end was tragic. He succumbed to the demands of the changing times, which affected his business. He lost his customers because after he took an order, he would make the shoes himself, which was time taking. Moreover, other shoemakers advertised frequently took less time to supply the order as they employed more people to produce shoes. Though Mr. Gessler's shoes were of best quality and fit, he incurred losses. He worked with complete dedication and sometimes skipped meals, but all that he earned was spent in rent and leather. Ultimately, he almost starved to death with nothing left to run his expenses. Next exercise, reference to context. Part A. Mr. Gessler said this to the author. Part B. Big firms refer to big shoemaking companies. Part C. He says so because these big firms make shoes on a large scale. They do not care for the comfort of the wearer. All shoes are made in the same way, not to suit any individual foot. Part D, it reveals that he is a master craftsman who realizes with bitterness that he cannot compete with the big shoemaking firms. He is helpless against the big firms, although they do not make shoes as good as he does. Next exercise, word quiz. Answer is part D, over. Next exercise, time for discussion. The Gazler brothers were devoted, focused, and honest. We learn all this from them. If they had adopted certain measures in accordance with the changing times, they could have flourished without compromising on their work ethics. They were highly skilled and honest as they used quality leather which kept their customers happy. But at the same time, if they had been more flexible and adopted new techniques, deployed more people to work for them, they would have been successful. They could have reaped benefits by advertising well and offering good discounts during festivals to improve sales. Other shoemakers compromised on quality, but no one seemed to be complaining because they could buy shoes off the shelves. Thus, they could have flourished with the changing times and demands. Note, teachers may add other points and encourage students to come up with more ideas for answers given in the above sections. Now, grammar section. Such and so, such a beautiful, so nice, so bravely, so vulnerable, so sad, such a close life, so concerned, such a big risk, such a gallant soldier, so relieved. These are the answers you can use. Next exercise, comparison of adjectives. For first one, answer is part A. For second one, answer part B. For third one, answer part A. For fourth one, answer is part D. Next exercise, pronouns. First person, I, me, we, myself. Second person, you, yourself. Third person, he, she, they, them, it. Next exercise, be word wise. Crowd, cheer. Pickle, preserve. Flag, hoist. Knot, open. Lotion, apply. Curd, set. Nuts and bolts, oil. Post, capture. Wall hanging, hang. Field, plow. Next exercise, listen. Then punctuation. Next exercise, hooray, we have won the cricket match, shouted the pace bowler. Yes, we did it, exclaimed the captain. But we have to play well tomorrow to get into the finals. What should be our game plan for tomorrow? The opening batsmen of the Australia team are too good and are going to hit boundaries. We have to be good with the fielding. We will secure the boundaries and be alert. Do you think we stand a chance? Why not? Said the captain. Wow, I am waiting to hold the trophy, said the pace bowler. Here you have to see carefully the punctuation marks wherever I have put them, and you have to copy them likewise. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Goodbye.